Hello and welcome to the RPG Blender, where we give lesser played games or forgotten settings the roll of the dice they deserve. I'm your host, Game Master George, thrilled to welcome you to the next chapter in our adventure. Our heroes have found emotions rising. Will the return of one party member be able to quell the rising tide? Find out as we explore a new land of power and ancient secrets in Exalted, a fated return.
Look, all you're doing is just messing up everything that's going on here. And I wish you told me, and maybe you did tell me, but I don't remember because I was drunk or whatever. So let's just go and fix this problem with the shop, and then we'll find Dirham, and we can get out of this town. Okay? Okay?
Do not forget, I am not one of these people, Adramalik. We are friends. Make sure we stay friends.
What?
I am
What?
not the follower. And I stand up and I say, let's go. And I just smile and do.
Oh, my goodness. I feed the man, and he rips up my clothes and then starts lecturing me. The gall! Sarah, see if you can clean those up and maybe try repurposing them for, like, I don't know. Maybe we'll
They'll
get,
make
like,
good
gloves
napkins.
or something. Ooh, napkins. That's a good... No, he suggested it. Don't do it. I don't like that. Make
Take them
gloves.
away, toys.
Gloves,
No.
definitely gloves. And I'll scamper
course.
after Rakeem.
Okay, you scamper after Akeem, you make your way back to the shop.
Yeah, we got to find out if they're all arrested, because I got to get them out of there.
Only if the owner comes by and is like, what the f are you doing?
We don't know if that's the case. We don't know if the demon was the
We don't. No,
person.
and it's early. It's morning.
You make your way back there. The shop is now mostly empty, as your followers have cleared it out. The sign says closed on the front door, which is odd because it's within business hours. But they are all sleeping, huddled together in the back room on top of piles of clothing.
Right. That was smart of them.
I keep them around for a reason.
As you look, it's more that there was not room to put the clothes on racks back in that room, getting them out of the way, and then they needed somewhere to sleep, and sleeping on the floor just happened to be on piles of clothes.
Or it was out of necessity. That's fine, too. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
There is some food on the ship for you, for your services. You've done excellently. For now, we shall be vacating the premises. We shall monitor the situation. I would like one of you to come by every day and just check on the situation of the shop. If it appears that it has been entered, do a standard trap or some kind. Not a trap, but put something in front of the door so if it gets knocked over, it is noticeably moved, and we'll know if someone enters the shop. And otherwise, make an effort to monitor so that we will know if it has been entered. If it continues to be vacant for a period exceeding a week, perhaps we can relocate here. But Rakeem has brought it to my attention that it is possible that the writ that I provided you with is not accurate, which means that we could be persecuted by the law enforcement of this wonderful town.
Horace had been pulling out like metal spikes when you start talking about laying traps. But then
yeah.
you talk about just leaning something against it. He looks a little saddened and instead goes and starts gathering up clothing racks or something to push up against it as they leave.
Cool. And
Okay.
we will head out and head towards wherever Rakeem wants to go.
Oh, I'm probably just gonna go hang out at the guard shack and see if they've seen him. See if they have any other places that they might have arrested him or something. I don't even know.
Oh, yes, I did intend to go to the business office during business hours, but I didn't. Strings did something there, didn't he? I don't quite remember, but I think he smashed it or something. Or Invincible 2 smashed it.
I remember Invincible 2
Good.
messing the place up, so we shouldn't go.
The memory's a little fuzzy. I did want to ensure that this
I know we
writ
left,
works, though.
and it was damaged, so let's not go there. Yeah,
Good idea.
Invincible definitely messed it up, and that's why we had to leave. Because that's what your brain does, right? It just fills in the gaps.
Yep.
All right, I'll follow you to the guardhouse then. Perhaps they can tell me
I-
if this writ is worth anything.
I would not. Don't. Adramalik, look at me.
Yes.
Do not give them a counterfeit document with your name on it that they will go and check against the Hall of Records and see you obviously do not have a deed or any connection to a deed. The thing is that a writ is just one piece of, in a regular civilized society, even I know this and do not know a lot about bureaucracy, but I know there are people who are very good at it, and I cannot imagine all you need is a writ.
Well, I'll figure out what else I need and I'll solve that.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. But I'm just saying, if you could just go get a piece of paper and be like, I own your house now, this would be a very different city, I imagine.
But I mean, that is how you own a house, right? Is you have to have a piece of paper. Never mind. Let's go to this guard place.
No, you have, and I just, as we're going, I'm like, you own several pieces of paper. You have tax records. You have
Tax? Well,
proofs
I've
of-
never paid
proofs
taxes.
of
This is
purchases.
ridiculous.
What do you mean you don't take? And then, yeah, we'll just cut out that.
Okay. Eventually you make your way back to the guardhouse and
Tax evasion is the worst thing you can do to Mountain. That's just
Okay, and you
Also
start
tax-free,
getting your
baby.
reports on what has been going on with the broken horns, correct?
Yeah,
Ooh,
and I'm gonna
broken
just ask where
horns.
the other places are, where like they might like put like drunk tanks around the city and stuff like that. And I'm gonna spend the rest of the time exploring those, just looking for Dirham, because I'm just trying to play out the clock to Dirham. I'm not gonna mince words. Just trying to chug it along.
Okay, you both.
I was gonna say you guys could, I don't know, train.
No, for an hour.
I mean,
an
you
hour.
gotta,
Technically,
you got a day.
every day I am training my stamina, so I take time to be like, I'm running, I'm doing jumping jacks. So 8 hours of my day is always for that. But
Anyway, you look around, you get ideas of various places you could look, but eventually the sun does start to set without any sign.
one easy roll, because I am looking into getting resources as a merit. I am looking for businesses that look like they're good but not well known. That I can be like, hey, wouldn't it be great if you had a giant as a mascot, and be like, yeah, look, I'm juggling anvils. You make such good anvils.
Okay, give me a charisma socialize.
Just so we're all aware, Rich Brown knows this is a terrible idea. I'm
Yeah.
110% aware.
Okay.
If you want money, I can give you money. You don't need a job. You could work for me.
This is why I need Dirham here for things.
Yeah.
I'm showcasing Dirham's for.
Yeah, you guys
Actually, like,
are
not
hurting
even
for
kidding,
Dirham.
Rakeem. I would pay you to like be my mascot for the House of Adramalik. That could be pretty cool.
I don't
right?
think you can afford me. I'm not even trying to be mean. I just
Oh,
don't
you
know how
don't
much
think I
money.
could work?
I don't know how much money you have.
What? All I do is collect money. It's like my thing.
No, but that's not like I can't feed an army on the money you pick off people. I got a 4.
Got a 4. Okay. You find a shop which seems like it could use a little bit of work, and you make your offer, and they're like, okay, sure. If you can juggle anvils out in front of our shop, can see if it draws in some traffic. And
Oh my god, he's gonna kill somebody. It's gonna hit somebody.
Oh, it's
and
not
they're
just.
gonna
I'm
die.
not actually going to juggle anvils. I'm not going to be a sign spinner. I'm offering to. So essentially, I'm looking for someone that we can be like, look, we're going to get more people into your shop. I will be here. I will do entertaining things to get them in. We'll do these events every now and then we might. I'm trying to help them run their business better and become a partner.
so you're basically signing up as an affiliate. So they give you an affiliate code, which they'll have to mention when they go and check out. You'll get 5% of the take and whatnot.
Yeah, and eventually like lead them to bigger things. So the more that I bring them, and if I can franchise them, then I get pieces of that franchise. I'm just making an excuse to take the merit. They're just
Okay, sure. And the shop is
honestly, that's why I wanted to go to the place that makes the beer. I was like, I want to do that.
it's a butcher shop that you find.
Doesn't even make sense. How would I possibly do this?
I don't know, man.
You'll juggle the livestock
want it to
before
be?
it's butchered.
No, it's fine.
You juggle cleavers. I don't
It's a
know.
No,
butcher
sure. You
shop.
know what? It's a it's a carpenter.
I was gonna say they could also just do really good cured meats. A butcher actually does make sense when I think about it. They're not just chopping animals up; they could be doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Yep.
it's the butcher, Adramalik will definitely voice
So-
concerns over the slaughter of animals.
Oh my gosh, Ezra Malik, you're literally. I will explain to you. You know what? I won't. It's fine.
Okay, it's a butcher shop. They are.
I spend
They
the
have a
rest of the-
line of cured meats and jerkies, which are very good, but not well known enough yet.
I'm outside and I'm like, I used to be the size of this tiny man, this man who is much smaller than normal, and now thanks to these jerkies, I was able to.
Are you pointing at me? Are you referring to me
Okay.
as the small man? Am I the small man in this situation here?
Give me your manipulation performance.
Oh yeah, I'm also not. I'm also. I make it obvious I'm joking and I'm just trying to be jovial, just so you know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
can
that's
it
why
just
it's
can it just be
performance.
social and not manipulation.
No, because
I don't know how to manipulate, George. I'm an honest
You were
person.
lying. You were not the size of me.
Oh no,
You
I know,
never-
but that's why I'm like, I was joking. This
I
is
know
a
that's
joke.
why it's a performance.
Oh, performance? I don't
Yeah,
think I got that
manipulation
either.
performance.
I don't got that either. We're not doing well, folks. But we can pump up the manipulation at least.
I'm sorry, Durham.
I'm good with it. This
Can I
kind of
pick
shit
how
I
I-
live for.
Can I pick how I botch?
No.
I would let you know I'll do it good.
Okay, sure. I'll trust you.
All
How do you
right.
botch?
So as I'm talking about like the meats and stuff like that, and Adramalik is like, "This is really uncool of you to be pointing at me and stuff like that." I'm like, "No, I'm only kidding. So it's okay." Like I'm not paying attention. And I have like this big like slab of meat, and I go like this and like put it onto my shoulder, and like I am just not paying attention. So like I like slash it into like a fence, and it just fucking covers just meat hamburgers hamburger and stuff just all over the crowd. And I'm like, all right, that's the last show for today, folks.
So not only do you cover the audience in meat, you also ruin some of the merchandise for the shop, and Adramalik is fighting back heaving, and yep.
I mean, you can vomit. That would really just make the situation at this point. I mean, just make the scene.
Yeah, he vomits. He vomits.
Yeah.
He vomits.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Got a weak stomach.
Our heroes. I'm beginning to
I punched
suspect.
a statue in the face once.
Yes, I'm beginning to suspect Strings was the link.
He was the ties, the glue.
Not unironically, that Strings was the link.
Yep. Anyway, eventually the day comes to a close. The sun sets with still no sign of Dirham.
All right, well, let's go back to the boat. We'll see if he's there, and then we'll do that.
Do you
Dirham.
intend on staying here? I mean, what if
gonna
he
stay
just
here and
left
fight
us?
this-
I mean, Strings left us, right? What if I don't?
Maybe
I mean,
Dirham went with. I don't know. I don't think he would.
I
go
don't
with,
remember.
though.
That's the thing. I was drunk one night, and I'm very fuzzy about what happened that night with Strings. I don't know.
It's the same night. So oh no, it was a different night. You're right. I'm wrong.
What? No, that was the same
Wait,
night.
no, was it the same night?
That was the same
Yeah,
night.
It was the same night, right?
Okay. Dirham, that sunset, you reappear. You have your lovely moment with Strings. What do you do?
I stand there for a moment after the portal closes, and I take a moment to take in the experience, and then my eyes widen a bit, and I go, "We have a piece of the loom," and I start making my way out and book it, power walk style, to the boat.
Okay. You are within the Hall of Records.
I am, indeed, I am. I look around and I think about all the things I could do here, but I decide not to because it's probably illegal, and I've already probably have a terrible thing to do here and whatnot. So I just leave without helping any other potential value be gained for anybody else.
You make your way to the exit. You see the guards out front. Do you just walk out?
I think I just, I think I'm gonna just.
Only people who are allowed in there could be in there. So if you're in there, obviously you're allowed to leave, right?
I think I'm just
Are there
gonna.
other people walking out?
No, because it is after sunset.
I think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna muster as much confidence and just poise and just do it like you belong. You know what I mean? Is all I'm doing is I'm just like. Okay, just leave. I'm just leaving. That's fine. And I.
And you look like a
Sound
scholar.
great,
Like you
boys.
look like a nerd.
I mean, I look a little rugged, but like, I've got the look of a distinguished individual.
Okay. Give me your charisma presence with a 1 stunt.
Charisma presence.
Yeah, I think you even used the word presence.
I'm sorry. You did this to yourself. Oh no.
Cool.
Buff up that charisma, buddy.
Cool.
That's all you got.
I will buff up that charisma.
Oh, you're gonna buff up that charisma?
Right. Can I spend mote to increase?
Do you
based
have an
off of-
excellency in presence?
in presence?
Because it's in
Oh,
your
I thought you could
it's
buff
in your
stat.
abilities.
No, I
Nope.
don't. So I won't.
Okay.
I got 2.
Okay.
That's fucking great.
And I just sort of, chest out and just like moving with purpose. Just open the, if there's a door, I open it and I just close it. And pardon me, gentlemen. And I just sort of walk right past.
And you make your way out with your scholarly swagger,
Yes, of course.
and they do not accost you.
Excellent.
There we go, baby. There we go.
Gamble achieved. And I just power walk my way, hopefully finding my way to the boat.
Okay. Yeah, it's not hard for you to find your way to the boat. You were already heading to this building when you vanished, so...
Oh, cool. Okay. So I retrace my steps and get back there.
Yep. Okay. You make your way back to the boat, at which point you see, I believe they had both headed there. So you see Adramalik and Mountain. You easily see Mountain on the deck of the boat. Adramalik, a little less easy, but it's easy to pick him out once you recognize the giant form of Mountain.
Sure. Question for you, George. How do I feel after?
You feel exactly the same as when you went in.
Interesting. So I'm content, like fullness wise, and like I'm not hungry. I
You
literally
basically erased yourself from existence until the next sunset. So then you come back in the same way that you left.
Ooh, gonna have a bad night sleeping. Okay, cool. So I just make my way onto the boat with purpose.
Okay. You see Dirham make his way onto the boat with purpose.
Where have you been? I say, like with like a smirk.
Yeah, we were looking for you all day. You were gone.
2
We
days.
thought you went with Strings. I mean, did you go with Strings?
Did
Did you come back? What?
I did not go with Strings, but I saw Strings off on his mission, or whatever the case, to help us. We exchanged the
right.
farewell. He updated me. So looks around. Let's go underbelly. Let's just make sure voices don't travel, shall we? And he'll start walking down below deck just so that we're not like talking at the top being like, and then this thing, super magical, blah, blah, blah. So goes,
Okay. Sure.
brings the gang below deck.
Yep.
That demon that left the shop,
The harmless one? Yeah.
He was a demon. Wow.
he was a demon, indeed. I trailed him and attempted to do something similar to what I did when we were on the island, in the sense of binding. However, with the taxing amount of energy that our artifacts take from us, I started to reveal myself a bit more than I would have hoped to. As that began, I was indeed able to bind the demon, but then fight or flight began to kick in, and I discovered something else I'm capable of, which is, as far as I understand, making myself disappear entirely. However, I believe it's a bit noticeable, but I removed the demon after binding it to myself and made myself disappear.
Is this demon still bound?
I believe so. I have yet to try to resummon the entity, but I can, as far as I understand, as I will it.
Well, my followers grabbed some of those robes from the shop that had the binding on it. If you want to try and summon him, I can have them at the ready to throw it over him should things go awry, if you would like.
I don't know. I feel like binding an entity conjoins him to my being. He's I believe it is in a similar manner to our artifacts in that sense. However, I don't know, and have never done this in such a instantaneous manner. I don't know if it's worthwhile to do that here while we are still docked. But I do believe that that entity may have more information for us.
So you glowed in broad daylight.
Oh no, worse. It was at night.
You glowed at dusk.
Yes.
On the city street.
Yes, that's correct.
There, we have like 3 rules.
That's like really risky. That's like riskier than the shit I usually pull. And I'm not.
I know.
I'm not pretty...
I absolutely agree. I'm just like, was it worth it for this demon?
I'm aware that this may have been a mistake. I'm aware of that. I went to follow my instincts because I do believe, until we understand further about the entities of demons in the world and whatnot, it's worth it to be able to have one that we can bring back into our area and learn more. Whatever it is, it knows, whatever it knows beyond its entity and its realm, perhaps whatever else is above it, beyond what had it before, that sigil was broken. Why was that sigil made? There's many questions behind this, and it began instantly going with purpose and was not listening to reason, which leads me to believe once something is released, as we have seen, there are consequences. I'm not saying that this was a fair trade, and I agree that I made a mistake in pushing myself too far. I thought I had more in the chamber, if you will. But my wand plus the blade, it pulls a little more from me than I thought, and it was a miscalculation.
It is fine. I was surprised. I thought that there was a young one of us around, because I was like, well,
I don't blame you. Somebody glowing in broad daylight would certainly be
broad
young.
nighttime. Yeah.
Yes.
It's even worse if you think about it, because it's dark and so the light is more noticeable.
It is worse, but it's fine. It is fine. Luckily, I went guards and told them that it was probably dark sorcery and that we have hunted such beasts before, and so we can help them.
When did you do all that?
Problem.
Oh, that was last night. Oh, okay. I'm piecing the timeline together. Got it.
And it turns out that they might actually have a problem similar to problem that we had in the town in the south a long time ago. In the north. A long time ago. And I take out like the file and everything. It looks like there's army coming here, maybe being led by we never learned what that thing was called, right? Like we just know the beast that the mayor worship. But those beasts are he's an army. But those beasts similar to Ezra Malik and ourselves have the thing which could potentially imply that they are that there's someone in there just like us, yeah?
Possible.
Another anathema?
Well, certainly falls under that category, but so do we, so open-ended.
Exactly half of the anathemas that we've met have been good or reasonable, and half have been bad. And so I think it is worth a shot of potentially trying to talk.
I agree. At the very least, getting more information about them is all for the better. At least we're better prepared the next time we run into another one.
What's the odds for this?
Don't know. We'll know when we talk to him. Anyway, I start looking through a report. Anyway, let's dive in, gents.
Okay, anybody who wants to can give me their intelligence war.
What about wits? What if you just kind of go with your gut? You know, you're just like feeling out the war.
Wits would be in the moment.
That's how education goes. I feel like the history of this.
That's how my education goes.
Wits would be working in the moment, interpreting things. Intelligence is your ability to actually,
so like
read
leading a battle in the moment, being like, you go here is wits, but in
planning and research and all that stuff, it's intelligence.
You've sold me. I am sold.
So what? Catch me up, Mountain. What is this that we're looking at?
Their plans. There's a force moving toward here, apparently being led by something similar. So we're looking for clues in their reports that might garner information of where their patterns on where they're heading, what the creature might actually be. Maybe if there is a general or a leader of some sort that is not present when the creature is present.
Okay. Well then, here let's spread out the documentation.
So with us, we have a surrounding, right? But you can see us. But with you, we can't see you.
Right.
If somebody saw you and you were just going ham, we'd be like, oh, the shadow beast is killing everybody.
Okay, I see what you're getting at.
So far, the ones that are golden seem to retain who we are through, but everyone else we've seen doesn't look at all like themselves.
Is this why you think?
I think the beast might be either that or it's just a beast, because it definitely got bigger as the fight went on. Like it went from being like a beast and then being like a beast.
So you've had experience with anathema
with this type. Yeah.
In the past.
They have a different kind of sigil from your own and from our own.
We were a part of the Immaculate Order.
Yeah, we used to hunt.
We were trained to hunt our own kind and taught a certain way.
Did you know you were your own kind until you became your own kind? Or?
Nah, just like you.
Not until a friend was in danger did we discover it in a very hard way. And while he's saying this, Dirham is like spreading out the report on like a table that we have there and just sort of organizing it in different like groups and categories based on the informational breakdown that he's seeing just on the initial of it to try and better analyze all of the details.
Okay.
Is your friend still around, Dirham?
Yes, he's out and about, fighting the good fight.
Against anathema or for the anathema?
I said the good fight, Andrew Malik. And he'll start studying the papers.
Okay, you didn't clarify.
He doesn't answer and keeps studying the papers.
You can have a 2-dot stunt.
Mountain gets that too, right? Because he helped me organize the papers and explain it and break it down and stuff, right? Right.
Am I assisting you or are you assisting me?
Neither. These are separate roles.
I think we both just throw bones. Throw bones. Right? So he gets a 2-dot too, right? I mean, that just makes sense because we're doing it together. I mean,
I'll do my own.
All right.
I'm trying to look at this in I'm kind of like almost trying to lean on my survival a little bit. Not actually, but like I'm trying to think of the way an animal attacks, the way like kind of so I'm looking at this as less like a
military
just a regular
campaign
armory. Yeah, exactly. And more like just how a beast would attack with more direction and just trying to look at it that way.
You're looking for hunting patterns rather than military marches.
Exactly. A large enough force requires more resources to sustain it, and therefore it's like locusts. It just continues to build on itself, and you have to continue moving forward.
Okay, you can have a 2-dotter.
Yeah.
Like to spend a point of moxie reroll.
You don't have anything that gives you rerolls?
Oh, I don't think I have anything.
You don't have any war charms?
No.
I have war charms. I just don't think they're helpful now.
What do you do?
Most war charms are more for leading people rather than...
I'm a lore man.
Okay, so what'd you get? 0. You didn't botch though, did you?
No, I didn't botch, but I didn't get any successes.
Okay, and it's all down to Smiling Mountain.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5.
forgot how to read.
5 successes, jeez.
6 because you gave me the one.
Yeah,
I pumped it max, so it's
3
I
guess I get
naturally, and then I pumped it 3 more because it's one of my charms.
I have 1.
Okay, Mountain, you can interpret this, and looking at it from the hunting angle, it's actually fairly appropriate. The attacks have been mostly raiding parties. They swoop in, they grab stuff, they take what they need, probably a little more, and then they leave. They're not sieging places or anything like that. They are hunting. It's just that their path as they are walking through the scavenger lands is seeming to direct them toward Chara.
Which is just how civilization works. There are just more things in this direction to hit.
Yes, but as you're looking through the reports, you can see that this isn't the first time that they've dealt with Broken Horn tribe. There have been regular attempts by them to break into the city for unknown purpose, possibly to steal goods or whatnot, but there would be easier targets, if less lucrative, out and about, deeper in the scavenger lands. That the attacks have kept coming with fair regularity is concerning. It seems to indicate some kind of goal aside from just purely resource gathering. But as you look, the number of raids that you're seeing indicates a force larger than anything has been brought to bear prior. It
looks like and basically like I lay out all the things. I go, oh, you have exactly right. And I just tilt a few things, and then I take a piece of charcoal and I start drawing like just on the table, and set like basically like a map. And I am like, you see how the tendrils go out here and the tendrils go out here, which implies that there's something bigger. And then I circle here. That's moving.
I see.
These reports look like when they tried to break in before. Just as a question, George, on the reports and everything, was it like smaller groups, like i.e. 1 or 2 people trying to get in, 5 people? Like,
no, they were still attacking hordes. They were just smaller. However, since the disappearance of the Scarlet Empress, this is the first that has come.
And the Broken Horn tribe, what are they classically, since we all know what that is?
Of course, we all do.
Right.
Or you can give us what's the base knowledge, and then maybe like
they're barbarians. They're barbarians that come in.
Yeah, they come from the mountains and just mess stuff up, or where do they come from?
They come from
barbarian places.
Yes, they come from barbarian places.
Probably nomadic, I would assume.
No, yeah, they come from the area actually close-ish to where you were traveling through in order to get back from.
Oh, interesting.
Get to there. There is an area to the southwest that is held by the Arkseki Horde. This is spelled Arczekhi.
It's probably like sounds very throaty.
So it's a similar southern direction, but it's further east than you were traveling, and they tend to come from that direction when they're coming. However, they raid most of the settlements along the river, the Maruto River, or even the Sandy River if they venture that far west. And they can go as far north as the Meander River if they choose, though they've never actually gone to Mist Island all the way.
Iram, what do you know about the Broken Horn tribes, like culturally?
And I ponder on that for a moment.
He's a smart boy. I'm like,
and then give a reply based on what I've learned.
Sure, you can give me your intelligence lore to know about this random tribe.
Sure.
Well, I assume it's like a big group if they have enough to siege places.
Maybe.
Or is it just barbarian? And there's different tribes of barbarians just around.
This is not an uncommon thing out in this area.
Oh, so this is very specific. I thought Broken Horn was kind of like catch-all, so that's my
No.
Not so lucky.
2 successes.
2 successes. You're not familiar with this specific tribe.
Doesn't ring a bell.
All right.
Though
you're from the south, if I remember correctly, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
And I think I'm from the north. That's where my house is.
Yeah, south makes sense with your weaponry.
I think we should go talk to him.
It's worth a try, though if they are raiders, they might be in the vicinity, but they also might be roaming. Unless there's a path or a...
Oh, there's a path. They're coming.
As in they're coming here?
Oh, yeah. So it'd be better if we can get them before they get here.
Well, it sounds like we have a general area of note for where they are, so we just head in that direction. If they're moving fastest route, I mean, we should coincide. Chances of a horde spotting 3 of us versus us spotting a horde, at least that much is on our side.
I'm not worried about them seeing us.
Well,
They will not see us.
yeah,
no, I didn't mean like that. I meant they can't. Yes, I want to talk.
My only point is they might not want to talk. And so if they see 3 individuals, though how unreasonable would it be for a horde to decide 3 individuals is worth dodging? If we want to confirm a talk, hopefully we're not seen until we can talk.
I think it's more concerning that a horde might be like, we should just kill these people before they go back and tell people that we're coming.
I would hope so. I mean, 3 individuals wandering around with very nice looking weapons. You'd think the horde would want to take those things. So at least they would come and we would talk as much as we could.
Well, I guess we're about to learn a lot about the culture of the Broken Horn tribe.
Indeed.
All right. First, though, we should go tell guards about this. So that way they're not like, we can't let you leave, or they'll know we're attacking. We can be like, they already know you're attacking.
Sure. Before we go anywhere else, though, just a question, because Mountain, you seem to have been on the front line as far as my display, or at least I'm getting the feeling that you have the most information. They think it was Broken Horn?
I made them think that it was going to be some sort of an anathema or a dark sorcery, and they said, do you think it could have anything to do with the Broken Horn? And I heavily indicated that I will hunt them down because they are bad. I didn't lie, but I did it. I very heavily indicated that that's bad, and we're going to go take care of it.
You stayed in our moral line.
I'm just bad at lying. The moral line is don't get caught with this because I don't want to hurt normal people who are taught the wrong thing.
Of course. I guess what I'm asking is, you know how many witnesses were around me?
37.
37. I should get some new clothes.
Only a few. Nobody saw you. They saw someone burst into flames.
Well, my friend, you've come to the right place.
I don't want what you're peddling, Andromelech. I
think you might reconsider. I've had my finest tailors working up on some new things. You know, we were workshopping. Ricky made a fair point before. You know, he ripped up my clothes. The point was a little heavy-handed, but the point still stands. Perhaps we need to rethink the look. So, black robes, it's all kind of drab and too pish-posh. I think what we need is maybe a bit sleeker design, more form-fitting, and especially for that form, that you've got some
more potato sacks for your cultists.
muscles there. No, I'm saying not potato sacks. No more big baggy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me either, honestly. I mean, I've been wearing this because of I shouldn't say, but I think perhaps you would like to peruse. Yes? Mm-hmm.
Also,
I see that look. Yep, that's a smirk. I see that.
People have seen his people in robes. If you put on the robe, they're just going to assume
it's not a robe. I just said.
No, I'm just saying that you could just keep the robe look for now until we get back, and if people have seen people in those robes, it would, you'd look like that.
Okay, that's also true, and plus it'd be pretty cool to see you wear my robes. I just want, it gets me in there.
Furthering or helping,
Sorry. Right. But if you are interested, I mean, you did show a keen, earnest, look at that clothes shop. That doesn't just speak to you being interested because it was out of the way, but that also speaks to the yearning in your soul for some good clothes. You wouldn't have picked a clothes shop. You could have picked any kind of shop, but you picked a clothes shop. I think we need to fit you out with some new digs, my friend.
Yerm turns to Mountain. Mountain, could you go pick me up some clothes? Just something simple. You know my style.
He doesn't have any
I don't
money.
need anything fancy.
No, it's not fancy. I just said it's form-fitting. It's sleek. It's like
just wear a regular
it'll show up your
robe,
abs. Why would you not want that? I don't.
You want me to
also, just so we're clear, I'm imagining you're gonna dress your cult like Demolition Man people, just really outlandish, weird, non-existent suspenders.
Very eclectic, crazy.
Yeah, with belly shows on the men and weird beanies.
Wow! No,
basically like a Banksy art this gala, and everybody who's artsy is just there, and they're just wearing very odd looking things, and they're like, we all agree with this.
We all decided to dress like this.
Right.
This is intentional.
If you follow Adramalik, he will show you the clothes, and you will be able to know what they actually look like. But you can think that. You can keep thinking that if you want.
I will humor this for a moment, and he will follow.
Not gonna be a moment.
Okay.
But as he walks following him, he'll look at Mountain as he's walking away and go, please get me something. Don't we still have some remains of resources? One from our first thing?
We have some resources left. Not a lot of resources.
I throw the sack, the meager sack of our resources one in your direction as I'm following Adramalik as he continues talking about all of the things.
Oh, you're going to love it. It's purple, and actually we have a little bit of trim options. We have gold. It's not actually gold, but it looks like gold. Right? You could go for silver look if you want.
Wow.
I asked some of my soldiers if they can all just pitch in a piece of their extra clothing, because I know they packed up stuff and I have 7 guys. I'm like, does anyone have some extra pants and stuff? If a girl has a particularly baggy shirt that I can make look like a men's shirt, I'm like, that's fine. If a dude has pants and he's Deerm size, I'm like, that's great. Because he just needs to get out of the city. I'm not worried about dressing him like this all the time.
Yeah, you can put together a piecemeal outfit from remains from your soldiers.
Thanks, guys. Again, I'm not trying to take advantage of them. That's
okay, so you have one each piecemeal outfit, and then you come into the chamber.
I'm checking out my options.
And in the lower deck of the ship, there's a room, and in it, there's some cultists. Sorry, not cultists. Followers of Adramalik. Toiling over scraps of and mounds of fabric. Some of which was brought in from the clothes shop, and some of which was part of that spending spree that Adramalik went on our beach episode, where he bought a bunch of different robes, purples and greens and everything. And on a mannequin, and by mannequin I mean a man wearing the clothes. It's just a cultist wearing the clothes. I don't actually have mannequins, but he's bald, so he kind of looks like a mannequin. And on him is this beautifully form-fitting black outfit. It's a vest, and it's trimmed with Adramalik was describing. It's got this gold filigree. It's not actually gold, but it's in a very flower petal kind of design going down the lapel and everything. And then he's wearing very form-fitting as well, sleek black trousers that turn off at the bottom and have a little bit of cuffs underneath that are very nice. And Adramalik points at it, and he's like,
Dirham takes in the sight of what I can only assume you've just described as a sweatshop, and sees the human who's being used as a model in the process too, just to stand there.
Look, Mark wears it very nice, but I think you'd look even better. Plus, it kind of looks like fire, kind of goes with your little flamethrowery thing you've got going on there.
Oh, yes, displaying my talents and traits. That's what I want to show.
But that's flower. It's like flowery. Yours is more like fiery, so it's different, but it's similar. It's from an artist's perspective. Just take it in.
So artsy. And he's just like looking at all these people. What kind of condition do all these people look? I'm just honing in on a word that was used in this descriptor, which was toiling. And I just want to know what kind of shape are all these sweatshop workers looking like?
Am I answering this, or is George answering?
That's a great question. I just want to know what I'm yes-anding to.
Well, I'm going to leave this
super
to
fair
you.
questions.
Yeah, Adramalik takes care of his followers. They're not malnourished. I mean, they might be a little pale because they haven't been outside, but they're not underfed. They're not emaciated. They're all very fastidious in what they're doing. They don't look unhappy. They look maybe a little worked, but they're not miserable. They have a purpose and a drive to the attention to detail that they're putting into all of these outfits, because this is, a great honor. This is literally the image that you're representing of the House of Adramalik, of the following. It's like the branding. It's very, very important, and they are among the elite members of my society. So they've been tasked with this. It's a great honor. It's a great privilege. So these are not the lower ranking ones that
Correct.
are a little bit more gangly, perhaps.
So as you look, you can see that there are smiles everywhere. They all appear to be happy to be there and doing this work. You can give me a perception socialize or perception awareness.
Very well. I'll pump a little into this. I want to see what we discover. Okay, so let's do. Here's a question for you, George. Can you dip into personal and peripheral modes?
I think you can only spend from one pool at a time.
Okay.
So for right now, we will go with that ruling, and I'll look it up between sessions.
That's fine. Works for me.
Otherwise, you would only ever spend like one from your personal and then four from your peripheral. And I don't think that they intend that kind of gaming.
Well, until your hand is forced otherwise, but
yeah.
Okay, 5 successes.
Okay. Yes. So you see the smiles on their faces. They look genuine. Everything appears they're happy to be doing what they're doing. But as you look around, you can see the clear signs of hands that have been overworked a little bit. Like you can see the cuts from needle marks or dry skin from the constant rubbing of the fabric upon it. They don't seem bothered by it. And they're
been
pale.
Here enough to be pale. He said pale.
And they're pale.
And they're also
So yeah, you can see the signs of the work having affected their bodies, but they don't seem to begrudge it. Maybe worse.
Or better.
I don't think I want anything here.
All right, so I have a women's large. I say coming down the hallway.
Thank you so much for taking the time to enjoy our show. Come back next week for the next part of our adventure, or join our Patreon for early access to the next episode, as well as a Patreon exclusive campaign of Rippers. Meanwhile, if you're ready for a live experience, follow our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/RPGBlender. And if you missed our past live episodes or are interested in some RPG tutorials, find us on YouTube at The RPG Blender. If you want to stay up to date on our releases, you can find us on our new Discord. Check the description for a link. Don't have Discord? No worries. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RPG Blender. Or subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Music is The Punk Rock Show by My Free Mickey. Copyright 2012, licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution license. Thank you again, and remember, there's gaming outside the Forgotten Realms.